Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, Ryker Kiwi Rider. Just thought I'd do a bit of an impromptu sort of off the cuff 1 year review of my 2023 Ryker 900 Sport. This is totally unedited, as I say, off the cuff, so if I and and it's not totally smooth, I apologise in advance, but I just thought I'd quickly give a rundown of my thoughts on the bike. Things that may or may not have gone wrong, and yeah, overall just how happy I am with the bike. So first off, I think I've just taken the key out of it, but I will have a look and put it back on. It will come up. Yeah, I've done 10, I don't know whether you can read that because the light's not on. I'll have to put the key in. My apologies in advance again. Look at the ground. There we go, that's better. I have owned this for just a few days over a year, and I've done 10,979 kilometres on it, or pretty much damn near 11,000 Ks. It's coming up actually close to its 15k service, and I may do that early because pretty much most of that riding's been done aggressive. I don't ride this thing slow. I pretty much ride it pretty hard for what it is. That being said, well, what is it? Well, a lot of people use them just to cruise around on. I don't tend to. That's just, I do enjoy that from time to time, but as a rule I tend to like riding it pretty quick and pretty aggressively and have fun with it. That's how I have fun. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but that's how I like to ride. Yeah, but I mean, overall the bike's been great. As I say, and I probably said it on previous videos, it's unmodified, well, except for the hardened brakes that I've mentioned before, but it is a stock standard 900 Sport, and as I say, I've just, only modifications is looks really, I suppose, which is this here, which I've mentioned before as well. That bit sticking up here, that's a new addition. That's just for the GoPro. That doesn't actually detract from the bike too much because it's black, and so it kind of blends in. So, and I will put the GoPro back on there from time to time as well. I'd like to run a few more GoPros rear facing, and still got one on my helmet as well now. But yeah, overall I've loved this bike. It's everything I've wanted. I followed these since 2019, and I've always been pretty keen on them. They fit what I want. I did think for one bit there about the Spider F3S, but it all comes down to budget and what you really want. And I mean, I just was prepared to spend what they wanted for one here in New Zealand. I don't really know whether it would have been what I'd want, to ride anyway. I mean, I don't know. I mean, will I go to that? I can't say no, never. But as it stands now, this bike does everything that I want it to do and more. Now, yeah, it has had its issues. I had an overheated coil pack, kind of went into a bit of a limp mode. It was, I don't know, it might have been about 8 months ago, but it's under warranty, actually for nearly another year. So the boys at East Coast Power Sports at Ashburton Canam here in Canterbury, they're the ones that look after the bike. They pretty much just got it all sorted for me, no problem. And then it had the ever-present rattle. A lot of people have them after 3 years of ownership, 2 years of ownership, but I had mine in under a year. Pretty bad now. A lot of people go. I actually follow a YouTuber, and he's been going for years. Absolute brilliant people to watch. Sean and Kelly, the Smokes vlog, daily vlog, and he said it was a bit of character of the bike to hear that rattle, and I kind of agreed, but then it just became incessantly bad, like really bad, that it was detracting from the bike itself. It's just terrible. So I, in the end, around the edges of the box, I put foam, little bits of foam, adhesive foam that I got from a store here. Actually, I'll plug it, a Bunnings store, and it was absolutely brilliant, exactly what I wanted. So yeah, and that quietened it down completely. Now, as far as handling goes, a lot of people sort of said, oh, these things are pretty jittery on the road. A lot of people actually sold them not far after owning them because they just thought, oh, they were just far too unstable on the road. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that's untrue, because yeah, as you'll probably see from some of my videos, it's a handful. I mean, it's a handful to ride, but then again, I knew that when I bought it, so I was well aware. I didn't go in this with my eyes closed going, oh yeah, this thing handles like it's on rails and it's, you know, like it's as good as a Porsche or a Ferrari or a sport bike. Well, it's not. I mean, it bounces, it hits undulations and ruts, and you've got to really, you fight it pretty much the whole way when you're riding it. But to a degree, I kind of love that. I mean, it doesn't really, you know, because I've got to be on point the whole time while I'm riding. I can't sort of relax and go, oh well, I'm just going to kick back and behind a nice fairing and, you know, a cruiser sort of machine, and that's not what I wanted. So it's pretty much doing everything that I want, as far as having to ride it hard, having to really ride it and as I say, fight it all the way. Now, am I going to make changes to it? Yeah, maybe. I was thinking about the steering damper, because apparently, from everything I've heard about it, and people said it should have been on it from factory, or maybe it should have, but then again, it's a cost thing again, isn't it? I mean, this thing's, well, one of the reasons why it rattles and bangs and clatters is because it's plastic. I mean, it keeps the cost down. It's not a Spider, it's a Ryker, so they wanted to keep the price down, so it was affordable to a lot of people. They wanted to come into the three-wheel sort of game, and it provided that. So, and I knew, as I say before, I knew that it was going to bang and rattle. It's not going to be, you know, things are going to come a little bit loose, and you're going to have to, you know, keep a watch on things. But yeah, at the end of the day, as I say, I knew that, and it's not a Spider, it's a Ryker, so it's quite different. The whole concept of the bike is different to a Spider. I mean, you know, it's a Y bike, it's sort of shaped the same, but its whole concept and what it was aimed at is quite different. But yeah, going back to what I said before, I may look at suspension as well. Yeah, maybe the springs, just the springs. So I follow another guy, YouTuber Martin the Vlogger, and he's brilliant. He does all sorts of modifications. He's got an absolutely wicked F3S Spider, monster of a machine, but he runs a Ryker tours business as well through his channel, and you know, sort of you can take Ryker rides all around. Now I'm going to kick myself if I get this wrong, but I'm sure it's Slovakia and all around that area. Someone may let me know if they're watching this and care to comment on it, but yeah, I'm sure it's around Slovakia or something. But I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, beautiful country, and yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. And he was saying that he's got H&R springs, German springs, that he said it could make the ride, you know, without having to change the whole shock to Elka shocks, which a lot of people do. You just change the spring, and it just, you know, it does change the ride and give you a better ride all up. And that H&R springs, yeah, he said it's about a 70 to 80% improvement on it. So I mean, you know, look, I mean, that may just do me. I may be quite happy to do that, or I may want to go to Elka's, or I may not want to do anything, because it's the old story, is you start chasing performance and handling and everything, and you start throwing all this money at something like this, which I'm absolutely happy about, and I love riding. Would I like to do a few tweaks? Yeah, but then how much do you do where it then becomes, it's not cost effective anymore? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just something I've got to sort of think about and scratch my head. I've thought about a Treal race exhaust pipe for it. Yeah, that does, it's supposedly, I mean, I don't know, it's dyno, it's been dyno that it can give up to, I think it's 7% extra horsepower, you know. Well, that's the claim, and it could well. I'm sure a lot of that may be down to ECU tune and what have you, but anyway, I may do that, but once again, as I say, it's all cost and it's all budget and what you can afford. I could afford this, I loved it, I knew all about them, and I still love riding it just as it sits now. But that's not to say that with a bit of money in the back pocket, like everybody, and a bit of budget, would I change it and just throw a little bit of money at it? Maybe. I'm not going to say no, I won't. But yeah, we'll just have to see what comes in the future. But as it stands at the moment, I am really super happy with this bike and my choice. Yeah, as I say, 11,000 k's, and I have ridden the wheels off this. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and for the year that I've owned it. And as I say, I'm well aware that things can go wrong, and I mean, and especially the way I ride it and the k's that I put on it in such a short time. how I ride it. The roads around Christchurch and Canam Ryker aren't always the best. They're pretty bumpy. It's very rare to find smooth roads, and you'll see that a lot of my videos. I mean, this thing gets thrown around a fair bit. It gets bangs. Yeah, it just gets thrown around a lot. So, you know, that's to be expected in around here, and I'm well used to that. I was well used to that in some of the cars that I owned, and you know, fairly decent quick vehicles over the years that I've owned. So, but yeah, I suppose the end thing to say here is, am I happy with my purchase? And it's absolutely, yep, I'm super happy with it. Absolutely love the bike. Any excuse to get on it, I do. So yeah, like I say, will I make changes? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how much I want to throw at it and whether I think it's worth it, or yeah, or do you wait for a new model to come with these things already on it? I don't know. I mean, it's just a decision I'll have to make in the future, but as it stands now, it's not something that's I need to do at the moment, because I just yeah, I love riding this thing. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a hoot. It's a ton of fun. And if anyone's thinking about buying one, yeah, just go in knowing what it's about, and knowing that it can be a bit a bit jittery, and if you want to make those changes to it to make it less so before you put it out on the road and you ride it, well, then go ahead. But as I say, I knew what it was like, and I knew the type of machine that it was. So as I say, I went in with my eyes wide open, and nothing was a surprise, and things that may or may not have gone wrong are not really a surprise with me. Battery went on it, but once again, that can happen. Anything. I mean, you can buy any car. You can buy top end level performance cars, you know, Ferraris and performance by Ducatis, you know, anything, and something can go wrong with it. I mean, it's, you know, it's just the way it is, and you have to expect that. So yeah, but overall in a year, barely anything's gone wrong with it. It's been just a hoot to ride, and I'm actually going to take it for a blast now. If you just look around here, I'm just in my favourite little wee talkie spot for everybody is the Groins here in Christchurch. It's just a really cool place to go for walking tracks and fishing and all sorts of things. It's really cool, and there's a dog park and everything here, and people just come here to chill out, so it's really neat. But anyway, enough said, enough yapping. I try not to talk too much in my videos. It's not really me, but I just thought I'd give a year rundown on the bike and my thoughts on it. And my thoughts are absolutely love it. So yeah, if you want to go and get one, I say. You know, it's for the right price, and as I say, it's not ridiculously pricey. So here, well, certainly not here in New Zealand. So yeah, just go in, as I say, with your eyes wide open, knowing what you're buying, and you know, you should be a pretty happy man or woman. So yeah, all right guys, so I just thought, hopefully I haven't rambled on too long. I mean, I probably have, because it's over 12 minutes now. So yeah, there you go. I just thought I'd just give you a bit of a rundown. So yep, very, 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 very happy with it. So anyway, I'm going to go for a ride now. I'm just going to go for a ride around the airport and streets, and yeah, so I might post a few vids of that, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.